So guys, let's have a close look at this new project. It is a Honda cb250, I believe, 250. It's a Nighthawk. It's exactly the same as my CAF. I've just done all the engine work on my CAF, so I thought might as well have a shot at this bike. This bike was up and running up until fairly recently, and then it stopped working, possibly water ingress. To be fair, I've turned the key earlier and there was a horn and bits and pieces. So there's probably some earthing issues going on in here. There's almost definitely no spark, but I've got my coils on my bike just to test it with. If I can get the engine up and running on the key, then we're looking okay. It's just going to be a basic kind of bobber bike really. The tank's not in great condition, but I guess I could pop this dent here, maybe patch it up, maybe give it a bit of maybe a coat of paint. Maybe we'll do what I do best and chuck some matte black on there. Other than that, I mean, again, bits like this, they just need cleaning, some matte black. All that stuff is the long run. That's all down the line. The immediate stuff is get it up and running. He made these panels. Nice guy, by the way. I went about an hour away to get them. He made these panels to help with the water issues. I can see why. But they're no good. They just don't suit the bike. And actually, all of that kind of doesn't work for me. I prefer what we've done on the CAF, which is we've got that tiny little lithium battery, and it's up there. And I think there's a slot up here, up under the tank, where you could fit that. So that could be worth considering, either the same battery or tiny lithium one up there, and then we can get rid of all of this and you'll have that kind of clear see-through section. All of the wiring can be moved, tucked in, hidden, and that keeps it kind of clearer and better anyway. So that's all longer stuff. But yeah, this is just what I picked up today and I'm looking at the moment in regards to doing a little project. I love the idea of having a 250 CAF and a 250 bobber sitting next to each other. So if I can get this up and running anytime soon, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to sit them next to each other and just get a cool picture really. Hi everyone, welcome back. Basically finished this build. Still struggling with uploading videos, but I'm going to be resetting the valves and testing it today. No smoke, there should be no smoke, there should be no tappet noise. This should be good and ready to go. It's jetted appropriately for that carb. The only thing I want to do at some point is I want to paint that black, just to kind of fit in and maybe put a dab of black on there where it's kind of chipped off. Nothing major, nothing to worry about. I'm not filming this, guys. It should be done and dusted. I'm going to reset the valves and get on with it. Fork seals, fork oil. I'm not going to film it. I'm going to get it done though today. No, that's high hopes. The Faradero, I've ordered a new set of carbs. They're coming at some point to try another set of carbs, see if they run a bit better than my ones. I've also sent my carbs off to Jake Korb to get what do you call it, sonic cleaned and rebuilt. And then we've got the same bike, cb250 bobber over here, that all I want to do is get it up and running today, if it is possible. Apparently it just has no spark at this stage, so could be anything from wiring. It's 2-cylinder, so having no spark on both sides is silly and rare, because normally one of the coils would go. Earthing, it could be an earthing issue, could be a CDI issue. So I just need to kind of get that looked at and look at the wiring. If that starts up and runs at any point, it's going to be cleaning up. Probably going to keep it bobber. I did consider CAF racer, but I don't know. So a busy day today, guys, if I get all of that done in one day. So guys, no messing around. I've just reset the valves. I have lack of faith in my ability to do these tasks. I'm always challenging myself. So this bike has to do a couple of things. It has to start up, it has to not be tappety or valve noises, it should be okay, and it has to not be overly smoky. A little bit of smoke for now is okay because I've used two-stroke in the engine. It shouldn't be overly smoky, so I'm going to give you a bit of a distance. You alright, Jude? I'm going to top it up with fuel and we're going to see how it goes. This is it, guys. I'm genuinely nervous. I want to see if I can get some better light. Genuinely nervous. Please fire up. Please don't make valve noises and please don't be too smoky. I'm just going to give it a minute to warm up. It doesn't sound terrible at all. It was never smoky on startup, guys, because basically the oil had to get up here first and then it had to drop down the valve, past the valve oil stem seals into the engine, and then it got spat back out. So you won't see any smoke until it's warm. I can hear a slight valve sound. I think I'm gonna maybe go over them again at some point, but ooh, my bad. You obviously need to warm up, mate. Did I put enough fuel in? Yeah, I don't have any concerns right now, guys. You know what? Let's run for a couple of minutes because this is kind of probably the key video. This is technically it. If that's it for this bike and it's okay, then it will be test riding it, throwing the tank back on, cleaning it, taking some pics and getting it advertised. But let's let it warm up first. Because I've messed with the jetting, I don't even know if that's going to be okay or not. I can't see any smoke, guys. That's absolutely brilliant. It would be rude not to do a compression test, wouldn't it? And John wouldn't forgive me. So I'm going to chuck a compression tester on here. And so last time I told you guys the wrong stats. The originals were 90. The next one was 105, not 115. So the biggest compression we've seen on this bike is 105. It says online anything over 100 is good. That was before I did the valve oil stems. I don't think the valve oil stems will affect compression. Anything over 105, it's fine. But let's chuck on a compression tester for peace of mind, and if it's over 105, I can absolutely hold my hands up and say I think I've done a great job, and I do, guys. I think I'm not that keen on engine work. I'm nervous the whole time. I've been doing it for years, but you know, only kind of as a home mechanic. So yeah, let's get a compression tester on here. So here we go, guys. I've popped both spark plugs It's wide open throttle, and you basically hold the button down until it stops climbing. So I think you've got the best view there, you can see that quite well. Wide open throttle, let's see. So that's about 120 psi. Well, let's see how that works. 125, 100, 115. It's kind of spot on 115, guys. I'm happy with that. The other cylinder should be exactly the same. I'm sure it will be. I think we're good to go. I'm going to pop the tank on and try and take this for a spin. I'm not insured on it, so my spin will be up and down the private road again, but I just need to kind of get it out of touch and see how it's going. 115 is an okay reading. I've not got any huge issues. It's held the reading as well. That's great. That means all the seals and all the valves are doing okay. And yeah, and it says quite clearly online anything over 100 is good. And this engine actually ran fairly well when it was running at 90. So the extra gain is great, I think. Right, tank on. The tank's not been on for ages. Tank on, quick spin up and down the roads, see how it feels. Okay guys, bit of fuel in there. I'm going to do this short spin up and down the road, see how it pulls, see how it drives, and then we'll see where we go from there. What were the chances? Look at that. What is left, guys? Did the valve oil seals? This would need a complete new valves, completely new valve oil seals. The valves need to be seated. This needs a kind of new top end, really, not in regards to pistons anymore, in regards to the actual valves themselves. The over's lowered a bit, look. That is such a shame, guys. I thought we'd solved it. Basically, once enough oil gets into the head, it seeps down. Now, it can seep through the oil valve stem seals, right? But I've changed them. So the only thing left is that the actual piston stems themselves have worn, and no matter what seals you put on, basically it just doesn't seal enough. So it needs new piston, it needs new valves, and then them valves need to be seated. So I could either buy a set of valves for it and a valve removal tool and go through all that process again and some more oil, or I could just buy a whole new head at a couple of £100. Such a shame, such a shame. I swear it would ride all day long like that, guys. It's just, the smoke obviously isn't ideal. Where do we go? You know what is interesting is we have a potentially good engine over there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push this aside for now. I'm going to pull out the other CB, see if I can get it fired up. That'll be fun. So guys, from a Honda cb250 to a Honda cb250, same engines, same electrics, same frame, same wheels, hopefully not the same issues. It's running a cone, so I'm not sure if that's good or bad. The guy I bought this off, nice guy, William I believe, said it was up and running. So, and then it developed some electrical issues. He tried a new switch, which is here, the switch is just there. And from there what happened, he kind of got the normal electrics back up running, but then the spark, something was wrong with the spark. So we have to kind of diagnose today what's going on with that. So that's what we'll do. So for now I'm going to pop the tank off, and people don't like it so far. Sultan hated it. People don't like its stance. I quite like it. The tank's not seated properly. William said he sat it high, so it's not seated properly. I think it will look better seated. But I can see what he was doing. He was going for a bigger stance. So let's try and... well, that's coming off the tank for now anyway. And then I'm going to get the battery, which did charge. It looked like crap, but it did charge the battery. Let's bring it up. Let's check straight away if we got spark it anyway, even though he said we didn't, just in case. And then we'll go down the normal routes of cleaning the wires, looking at the wires, looking for breaks, possibly swapping the CDI with this to see if it's a CDI issue, and so on. So guys, this battery seemed to charge correctly last night. I think it's probably got all this around it for waterproofing. William, if you're watching, yeah, you can catch us up, mate. Let us know. I think that's almost definitely waterproofing for the winter. Right, so William said that it doesn't have spark. You'd be nuts at this stage not to just turn this bike over and see what's happening. I've charged the battery. I am going to clean the terminals. They're pretty caked. I'll give them a clean, because that could be, you know, the fail at the first hurdle really. And then we'll fire it over. I'll pop the plug, see what's going on there. If there's no spark on both plugs, that's then where I'm thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on? Normally it'd be some sort of earthing issue, because you've got two separate coils there and it's rare for them both to go. I'd be looking at some sort of earthing issue, possibly some sort of stator issue. I'll check them wires as well. I might just cut off the plugs like I did last time, see if that changes things. And then you've got side stand switch if it has one, clutch switch if it has one, and all of that normal stuff. So for now, clean the terminals, chuck it on. I'll fire it up with the camera on and we'll see what is going on. Okay guys, so like I said, good strong battery. There isn't really any electrics, is there? So let's turn the key on. I believe that's on. Anything at all? Anything on there? Any indicators? Any indicators actually doing anything? No. Oh. Hang on. Oh, we got a horn. And we got any... Ah! Okay. Alright. So, where do we go from here? Pop a spark plug. And see if we're sparking. Alright guys, let's start with the basics. Let's press the button and see what happens on that spark plug. Yeah, I can't see spark. Let's pop the clutch in and the side stand up. And try the same thing. So yeah, I definitely can't see spark there guys, and the battery wore thin extremely quickly, didn't it? So let me pop the tank off, let me do some cleaning of the wiring and have a look at some of the wiring all over, and then I'll pop it onto the Suzuki battery and we'll see what we get from there. If it has the side stand switch, I'm going to cut that off, get rid of it. It has the clutch switch, get rid of that. Let's just see what we can get for now on this one. It seems very messy, the wiring. Like, the rear light did appear to be on. Yeah. And then the front isn't, I think. Nope. And then high beam. Nope. And then horn works a touch, but nothing else works. Lights, indicators, pass. Obviously there's no spark. So something significant is going on here, and it's obviously wiring. So let's get this kind of pulled apart and try and work out what's going on. So guys, nothing obvious changing. All the wiring looks clean, and William did say he'd done a lot of cleaning. I'm going to change the CDI from here, I think, and plug it in over here and see. This is the CDI, isn't it? Where is it? As long as it's the same one, it should be. It's exactly the same bike. Because, I mean, I don't think it's the CDI, I think it's the wiring. The wiring is pretty shocking on this bike. It probably needs, ideally it would have a new wiring loom. Let me switch these around, try my one. That could solve the issue straight away, and then you're just at a stage where you know you need to order a CDI. If that doesn't work, then we just need to go through the wiring properly top to bottom and see what's going on. At the moment, I'd rather get spark back first and then work on the lighting and everything else. So the old CDI is down there. The original, this one is from my other bike. Let's see if this solves the issue. I'm going to hook up the battery and we'll check the spark plug again.